Picking up a new iPhone can be both super easy and super hard at the same time. By the way, there's already a buying guide here on the channel in case you haven't watched it yet, where I help you with that decision. But the big question is, which iPhone did I choose? Well, first of all, I actually wanted to buy the iPhone Air. That would have been my personal choice, even with all the hate it's been getting. But since Pedro, my husband, and I work together here on the channel and we pay for these devices out of our own pocket, we decided it didn't make sense to both of us get the Air and skip the Pro. So Pedro went with the Air and I went with the Pro. I'll explain all my reasons for the Pro in just a bit, but let's start with the Air. The first and actually only reason for this choice was design. Guys, there's no denying that this is the boldest iPhone Apple has ever released and also the best looking one. I've said this a million times already, but it was the most exciting release and the one that really stands out in the lineup. There's no denying. It's super thin, compact, and still has a gorgeous 6.5-inch ProMotion display, so it doesn't disappoint at all. And honestly, holding this iPhone in your hand feels surreal. Like, it's another level. You have to go to an Apple store if you are not planning on purchasing it right now. Go to an Apple store and pick up this iPhone. You're gonna see how incredible it is. Of course, the battery probably won't last as long as the other models, but we don't see that as a problem. Like, charging once in a while during the day is totally fine. We also don't mind that it doesn't have 3 cameras. Lately, we've been using our Fuji a lot more for photos than the iPhone itself, so it's not really a big problem for us. And since we don't record content with the iPhone and we don't game either, the Air turns out to be perfect for Pedro's daily use. YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, emails, a few other apps, and of course, a lot of pictures of our cats. Basic stuff. Speaking of battery, the Taurus Flex Line charger has quickly become my go-to for the new iPhone. 67 watts of power, it charges fast and reliably whether I'm at my desk, on the couch, or on the move. One of my favorite features is the retractable cable. Normally, I'd have to pack separate cables and they always end up tangled in my bag. With FlexLine, the cable's built right in, so just pull it out when you need it, and with one quick tug, it snaps right back. Super neat, no mess. And it's been tested to handle over 10,000 pulls and up to 7 kilos of pressure, so it's built to last for years. I can also charge 2 devices at the same time, which is super convenient, and the smart temperature control system protects the battery and helps your iPhone battery last longer. If you're interested, I've included a link down below in the description. Thank you so much, Taurus, for sponsoring this portion of the video. So I'll start testing this model tomorrow, and as we keep using it, we'll bring updates for you, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Now, moving on to our second choice, which will be my personal phone for everyday use, I ended up going with the iPhone 17 Pro for 3 main reasons. First, size and weight. After using the Pro Max since the iPhone 11 back in 2019, I was getting a little tired of carrying such a big and heavy phone. I had already decided that this year I'd finally switch to the smaller model. Honestly, I should have done that last year, but I went for the Pro Max again. But that's it. I spent a lot of time holding my iPhone, and the Pro Max just gets uncomfortable after a while, even with the Arc Post case, which basically doesn't add any thickness at all. So the Pro is a 6.3-inch phone, while the Pro Max is a 6.9-inch phone, and that difference really shows in everyday use. On top of that, the Pro models got a bit thicker and heavier this year. Some people might think it's not a big deal, but I personally want less weight, not more. So for me, the Pro made a lot of sense. Second, display. There's no denying the Pro Max has the best screen, but right now, that's not what I'm looking for. In the past weeks, I noticed I've been spending way too much time on Instagram and on my phone in general, so I'm trying to cut down my screen time. I'll actually have a video about that coming soon here on the channel, so for now, I'm really happy with the smaller 6.3-inch screen of the Pro. I think it will be enough for me, but of course, I'll keep you updated after using it for a while. Now, third, cameras and content creation. And no, I don't mean that I need the cameras to create content, but since I'm a content creator here on YouTube, I do need to test these iPhones in real life to bring you my honest opinion. And that's why it didn't make sense to only get the Air and not test all the cameras and features of the Pro model. The Pro has the 48 megapixel camera, so telephoto and ultra wide, plus more video features and other things the Air doesn't have. And since Pedro and I work together, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and we're the ones paying for these phones, it just wouldn't make sense for both of us to get the Air. Even though I think I'd be just fine with the Air when it comes to cameras, since I've been using my Fuji a lot more for photos and relying less on the iPhone. So yes, as we keep testing, we'll bring you more comparisons and thoughts here on the channel. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one, and thank you for watching.